Hey guys, welcome to Pom in Oz. How you all doing? It's time for Pommys preview. And this sets the cockles alight. If you're a sports fan like me, you love watching the rivalries that transcending all sports. It's something to behold, and whatever sport you look at, for me, rivalries are something that just makes the game, whether you're a neutral, but when you're involved, it means so much. You look at the historical rivalries in sport, Palmer versus Nicholas. You look at my beloved Hull KR versus Hull FC. You look at Leeds versus Man United, the Steel City derby. You look at Celtic versus Rangers. And then in AFL, we've got this game, and it's a game for me that I get amped about. I love the history of footy and sport. And you look at the finals these guys have contested, the 40-point deficit, the Jezelenko mark. This is the game. Two of the most successful sides in the comp. And in the last 7 years, we have just had crap hung on us by Collingwood. And for me, you hear the stories, the old school Carlton telling us how it was a fearful place to play them back in the 70s and 80s. I speak to my father-in-law about it, and there is a hatred there. And for me, this is what makes sport. I am so amped about this because for the first time since I've been here, this game potentially dictates finals, actual finals, not we're winning for 4 points and to cheer ourselves up. Just something that we cling our hopes to this year in our beloved season. This is it. And someone tagged me in something earlier today where it was round 16 last year, and I said, pack your bags, get your tickets booked, we're going to play finals. I have believed that for so long. I see it in the boys. And this week, this preview isn't going to be about progression. It isn't about ball movement. It's about something more important about that. If they're not fired up for this game, if they don't want to beat this team, there is something seriously wrong. Because to me, and I've seen the culture shift in the fans, we believe, and it is our duty now to fire these boys up and believe it. I don't want to hear any of that nonsense about they're in a hub. Don't want to hear any of that nonsense about they've done well. This means so much more. This is line in the sand stuff. This is we're stood at the trenches, the whistle is blown, and it's once more into the breach, dear friends, once more. We've got to fire up. We've got to fire up because I want to beat these guys. When I see YouTubers mocking us in pre-season when we beat them, and they're saying stuff like, oh, Carlton have got a break this week because next week they're playing a preliminary final. They're playing the grand final in pre-season, or they're amped about beating us. They're worried. I've looked at their forums. I've seen it. Oh, can side bottom stay? Is there any chance to go and can get up? They're panicked, man. They're panicked. And that is fantastic for us because that's where we are now. That is where we are. We're here. And this game means so much more than winning. This game is the ability for me to text my stupid Collingwood mates who I have to go around in finals and watch their team play and, support their opposition that week because we're not in it. Now we can break hearts. We're here. We've gone through them stupid memes, them idiots who think it's funny to put Owen Wilson on. Like, come on, man. This is it. Fire up. This week, if there's ever a week not to put, let's talk about changes. Let's talk about development. Let's talk about trade period. Sack that off. No one cares. It's nonsense. Support these boys. Get around it. Get stuck into your Collingwood mates. Send them memes. Send them whatever you want. Send them your full set of Nashers so they know what it's like not to have decent dental health care. Like, this is what it's about. Because I'm sick of being the laughing stock. And you know what? I cop a lot of abuse on this show and Blue Abroad for being too positive from my own fans. Screw that. This means so much more. I'm telling you right now, this is it. The Cooter versus Buckley argument, the Morehouse coming to be our coach. We can stick one up them this week. Stick one up them. And you know what? I would love it if we beat them and they didn't make finals. I can't tell you how much that would mean to me. Because this team here of gentlemen, this 22, whoever is the 22, and I couldn't give a sod if it's Cunningham, if it's freaking old mate Billy down at the post office representing the Blue Boys. This week, we're a family, right? We put our differences to a side and we cheer hard, we believe hard, because this is a huge game, gentlemen. And I can't remember a time we played Collingwood where it actually matters. I've been here a decade and this is it. This matters. There's so much on the line. Finals is in our destiny. We can smell it. Like, if you're not pumped up for this, go and watch lawn bowls. Go and watch freaking darts or something. Actually, don't watch darts. That's my sport. You'd ruin it. But this is so important because we hold destiny in our hands. These last 5 years of shit, going to watch the boys and losing to 16 blokes against GWS, suddenly that is worth it. Like, I'm feeling it. I've been talking these boys up for what feels like an eternity, criticising them because I know they can do better, and now they're delivering it. And now we are on the precipice, ladies and gentlemen, of immortality. I can feel it now. I can feel it in finals. And I've got a warming of the cockles, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it. I believe we can win. Like, if we make finals, I'm telling you now, we won't go out. We will make it. We will get to the big dance. Because this game style is the sex, man. This is what it's all about. It is an identity of I don't give a shit. You look at the way we play, we don't respect the opposition. We might respect them with not sledging and stuff, but the way we play, we come to play. We come and say, this is Carlton Football Club. This is what it's about. The beautiful monogram. Cooter, Cheselenko, Nichols, the greats of the game. This is what's running through our bloodstream. We ain't Mickey Mouse like these guys. The Steamboat Willies, I called them last week. You know, complaining in the press, double standards, Eddie Maguire saying don't breach COVID, and then you've got De Goey having a jolly up in his hotel room. Like, we ain't about that. We're something different about us. We cut ourselves above. We're a little bit superior to that. We're honest. We play hard. We play a brand of football that is exciting. That's a sheer big FU to the AFL. You come at us with your umpires, we still fire. We move it from half-back, we kick heavy, we go for it, we drive inside 50, we tackle hard. You've got to beat us, and this is it. These guys are weak, these guys are wounded, and a wounded bear is dangerous. But I tell you what, a black and white bear is a panda bear, and that is a Mickey Mouse animal if ever I've seen it. Look at the state of it. Big, and it's a vegetarian. Screw you, pandas. Screw you, Collingwood. This is it, boys. Get around it, boys and girls. Because I believe, man. I believe this is going to be a big win. We're there. Look at Collingwood. Look at how they played against North. They didn't tackle them. North didn't tackle 18 tackles in the first half. We do that inside 50 in a quarter. We've got Gibbons. We've got Martin. We've got Silk. We've got everything around the ground. Any bets to have a big one here? This is it. This is it. We are finals bound. I am so pumped. Like, I want to hear none of this nonsense of be wary, you know, oh, if we lose, we'll still love them. Screw that, because we know we always love this club. Do you know what I mean? No one can question my consistency or passion because I froth these boys. These boys are family. But this week, it means more. This week, we can burn them memes. This week, we can announce ourselves. We dick these guys. 8 is ours. 8 is ours. It's in our hands. The destiny is ours. We've got so much to play for this week because this is the only club that has ever criticised me for being a Pom there, fans. What does he know? He's English. Fuck you. I know we're going to beat you. That's what I know. Because this is it. Look at us around the ground versus them. We can beat them. Our transition's better. Our intent to the ball's better. Our integrity, our moral standards, everything is better. Everything is better than them. And it has to be a win. Has to. And I'll tell you what, I am pumped. I am pumped. I believe. Saw Terry's preview this week, and that is what I'm on about. People are finally on the page. It's about so much more than sport. And for me, I believe, and where my passion comes from, I know I get a lot of Carlton fans and it winds me up. Oh, this isn't soccer. We don't go around punching people. No one's punched someone or had a fight over a game of football since the 90s, you mug. But there is something about sport. We are a We are a territorial breed. We believe we need this. This is going to war, ladies and gentlemen. This is the blue side of town versus I can't afford a colour TV side of town, so I'm black and white. The Magpies is a shitbird. I mean, who likes magpies? No one. They're like the Donald Trump of the bird world. Like, come on, we can do this. I really believe. Let's talk a little bit about the game. I think just our intent to the ball is what's going to win. You look at them, the first quarter against North, in that first, they made 10 tackles in 5 minutes, North, and Collingwood look pants. They have a heavy kicking game, and the pressure, they're just not up for it. They don't believe in it. That is a sinking ship. They've hit the iceberg. We've just got to help it sink. We just got to help it sink, and this can be the week. Imagine stood here, end of the regular season, and we cost them finals. That's brilliant. That's what it's about. We could dick Essendon and Collingwood in one game this weekend. This could be it. One game. Every game's a final from here. And for me, our game style is so good. Teague's got these boys playing a style of football that is edgy as seat stuff. I love it. And it's going to click. It's going to click. People are talking about the behinds. Screw the behinds last week. It's going to click. Eventually, when this game style clicks, it's game over, man. You can't compete with us. We are Carlton Football Club. Get that arrogance back. Like, people are talking about, we don't have to be arrogant because David Teague says he's talking about how the players play on the field. He's talking about let the talking do on the scoreboard. So let's do it. Let's do it. Because we're here. Like, this time last year, we were clutching at straws because we beat St Kilda and McGovern took a mark on the arc, man. Now we're talking about finals. This is what it's about. This is why I do what I do. This is why I produce content because, this has been a hard time, man. COVID. This has been a hard time, especially if you're in Victoria. This is it. It's what we live for. This is what we get up for. This is it. If you're listening, there is 100,000 Melbourneians. And when you go out this weekend, we're with you. We're with you. Listen to the crowd, but we're with you. We're in the trenches with you, man. We can't get that contested ball, but Setterfield, when you get the ball out and you handball it to Walsh, when you kick that ball inside 50, we're with you. We're willing it to hands. We're willing it to mark. We're holding our breath, trying to suck that ball through them goal six for you. Come on, boys. If you can do this, this is it. This is it. It's immortality. We'll talk about this. We'll create the stories. I'm sick of old Carlton coming on here and telling us about the 80s and the 70s. I want to talk about the 2020s, man. I want to be part of it, and this is it. We can write a new chapter in this club. We've gone through the shit. We've gone through the heartache, man. I've cried. I've punched walls. I've screamed. I've got into stupid Facebook spats. This is it. In it together. All of us driving them home. We can do this. We can do this. I'm putting my limb out here. Carlton by 57. And I'm giving a shout out to Luke. I will do next week's show in a Collingwood Guernsey if we lose. That's how confident I am. 57-point win by Carlton. Do you take the battle? Do you take the battle? Let's put something on it because I believe. Let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, where do you think? Do you think we can do this? Because I hope everyone knows we can do it because I believe. I think it's going to be a big win for Carlton. I can't see anything else. Who's going to be your best on ground? Let me know in the comments. How fired up are you? Come on, boys. Get it done.